everybody's disapproval. Should have worshipped her sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak. Fresh poison means we were born sick. Heard them say it. My church offers no absolutes. Tells me worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm all alone with you. I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Amen. 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 Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog in the shine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, a good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog in the shine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, a good God, let me give you my life. If I'm a pagan, it's the good times. My love is the sunlight. Keep the goddess on my side. She demands a sacrifice. Drain the horse, say, get something shiny. Something meaty for the main course. That's a fine looking high horse. What you got in the stable? Got a lot of stubborn faithful. That looks tasty. That looks plenty. This is hungry work. Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog in the shine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, a good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog in the shine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, a good God, let me give you my life. There's no change when the ritual begins. There is no sweet innocence in our gentle sin. In the madness and style of the sad wasted. Only then I am human. Only then I am clean. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog in the shine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, a good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog in the shine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, a good God, let me give you my life.
Right, well, the secret is out, everybody. I class changed in the middle of a battleground session just to see if I could catch people off guard and turn the tides of some of the matches. I had a lot of fun doing so, and I plan to do it again tomorrow. In fact, you can see that my class change will be up in 14 hours. This is because of the promotion going on. So you can class change once and revert every single day for a period of time here. So I'm going to class change again tomorrow. I'll revert when the battleground session is over, and then I'll go back out and continue farming some essences and so forth for the Blood Knight. Now, I want to talk about some of the counters that Blood Knight has. In fact, I don't think it's super overpowered, at least in PvP. It is very strong in PvE, and remember that nobody has Essence Mastery at this point, okay? There might be a few select individuals. Certainly nobody is capped that I'm aware of, but there's some inherent flaws, especially in PvP, and this largely has to do with kind of the clunkiness or the slow cast time that a lot of their abilities have. Now, you can offset this a little bit with running something like 4-piece Vithus if you're able to put some buffs on your bar in order to proc this attack speed increase, because attack speed increase will also increase your cast speed. So let's take a look at Sanguinate. This is the one that's similar to Wraith Form. Now, when you come out of this, you're susceptible to being pulled back, say from a Whirlwind on a Barb using the Gathering Essence, a Crusader using Condemn, And that's why I class changed to Crusader, first. It's just so powerful at the moment, okay? There's a ton of melee, mostly Blood Knights, but you can get in there with that Condemn, lock people up, prevent them from getting cast off, and it's just very, very strong right now. Another thing is Skewer. This is one where you're going to kind of levitate in the air and then come crashing down, and this can be interrupted as well. And what's interesting about this is that it's actually brought Demon Hunters kind of up in the current meta. I don't think they're going to stay there, unfortunately, as much as I would like to kind of say that and give people hope. I think they're going to kind of taper off, and the reason for that is because there's a lot of players already leaving the Blood Knight class, especially if they're PvPing. They see that it's not completely broken, it has some innate counters to it, and they're already leaving the class, going back to other classes. It's not worth their time and effort to kind of build up another class, change reforges, and so forth. So we may not quite see Demon Hunter stay there, depending what the composition ends up being. What I hate to say is that another class that really stops this is also Necro. So I think the big three that kind of hold this back are Crusader, Demon Hunter, and Necro. All of these have the ability to kind of shut Blood Knights down, and not just one at a time. In fact, they can shut multiple Blood Knights down at a given time. So this is going to be very important. Right now, Necro has been the strongest class for a while, especially since Borrowed Time winning, and this is in regards to higher resonance players. Borrowed Time is still good, in my opinion, for all resonance, but it's certainly not as powerful on a low resonance player as it is a high resonance player. Even though you can cast it on another target, just having that backup as the high resonance player is just absolutely enormous. So let's talk about this in another regard too, and this has to do with what the least played class at the moment is, and that is Monk at high resonance. Now, Monk, with most builds, hard counters Necro. So with so few players on the Monk right now, Necro is just running rampant. I've had games with 6 Necros, 5 Necros, 7 Necros. These are like average numbers of what I see in a game. It's basically Blood Knights and Necros with a Crusader kind of splashed in. Not really a surprise to me. This may be different at other brackets with lower resonance, mid resonance, and so forth. And that leads me to the next point. I would still very much like to cover not just Blood Knight, but all the classes. And I am accepting footage of content and gameplay again for players of all resonance. So if you're interested in submitting a video, whether it has you as a Blood Knight or you playing against Blood Knights, I think that would be good content to cover right now. So feel free to do that. You can do that to me on Discord. I am Lita_Diablo. The Discord names have changed, so make sure you get it to the proper one. You can always leave a comment if you're unsure how to contact me on the YouTube here, and I will respond to you and make sure that we can get that worked out. So those are the 3 ones I think counter it right now. In PvE, I think they're an amazing spot. Very good for all resonance. I think that the build shifts a little bit, especially when we're talking about farm builds. I haven't gotten a chance to go too deep with dungeon builds at the moment, but with farm builds, lower and mid resonance can run a build with kind of some AoE damage, and higher resonance players can utilize more dash skills because their direct damage kind of clears out the mobs quicker, and they can go from pack to pack. And honestly, with high resonance, they clear pretty quick, but all high resonance classes do pretty well in regards to farming. So as always, thanks for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.